I seem to be reading a lot of book twos this month. I don't know how that happened.
Thank you to my patrons for supporting the channel and making it the best it can be.
Hey fantasy fans, welcome back. It's Dan here with Treebeard Book Reviews. Again, yeah, haven't moved yet. It's coming at the end of this month, so July is going to be hopefully a good month. I'm trying not to set myself up for failure. I do have a lot of big books this month. You guys saw the stack in the thumbnail there. So I just want to say, for anyone who's new, welcome. Anyone who has been subscribed for a while, welcome back. I'm really excited to get into this July TBR. So, other guys too, if you want to connect with me, there is a Discord link below. Feel free to hit me up on the Discord, join the community. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of good booktubers in there. There's some authors in there now. It's just a great, fun community. And if you want to support the channel even further, you can become a patron. This is the patron shirt here, bearded and bookish is what it says. A few people have got that now. So this is going to be a fun month. I finished my master's in June. That's all done. I'm moving at the end of this month. So I'm going to have a week where I'm going to have a little bit of free time to myself. I think my wife and my kids are going away for a week to visit grandma, or even taking the dog. So I'm going to get a few days of, well, I'm probably going to be packing, mainly packing, but I'm going to have some time to read. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to miss them, but I'm going to look forward to at least filling that with some reading. So let's get into the books I'm reading. Okay, so why don't we start with the Audible? I've been typically doing about 3 audiobooks a month consistently. I always like to listen to my audiobooks when I'm walking the dog or doing dishes or driving to work. So the first one I've already started. If you guys follow me on Goodreads, you might have seen it. And that is Full Moon. I I decided to switch to the audio just because everyone says the audio is amazing. And I have to agree, the audio is really good. I think I've already 60% through through Full Moon already. It's really quick. It was only 10 hours, and at the speed I listened to it really cuts it down. And really like that choice so far. Really enjoying Full Moon. Everyone says it's a problematic book. I haven't felt like that yet, but we'll see. There are some issues, and I'll talk about that in my review when I get to it. But yeah, really liking jumping back into Dresden. So Dresden is the first audiobook of the month. And then I'm going to be carrying on with my Lord of the Rings reread, finishing off strong with The Return of the King. So as you guys know, I listened to Two Towers last month. And you guys probably saw it in my mid-year ranking where I ranked the Two Towers. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. I really kind of break down all the books I've read up to this up to now. And I'm one book off my 2022 reading goal. I set a reading goal of 40 books. I'm gonna hit that this month, obviously. So really now it's just hitting, seeing where I kind of end up at the end of the year. So Return of the King, finishing that that Lord of the Rings reread. I read Lord of the Rings every year, so it's just kind of fun to get through it. And my last audiobook of July, I should get this no problem, is Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. As you guys know, Pratchett's my favorite author. I'm really starting to get into Neil Gaiman. I've watched the show Good Omens, so I've obviously spoiled myself a little bit for the book, but I know I'm gonna love it. And I have the through Scribed, because I have a Scribes subscription. That's hard to say, Scribe subscription. And so yeah, I've got the full cast that's narrated by David Tennant and Michael Sheen. So I'm really looking forward to listening to that. So that's really a treat. I'm kind of leaving myself for the end of the month. I am still kind of finishing up the last book that I had planned for June, which is The Bladed Faith by David Dalglish. I actually really like it. I'm really enjoying it. I'm going to be doing a designated review for The Bladed Faith. It's a lot of fun. It's, I guess, to kind of talk about it a little bit, it's really just reminded me of The Mask of Zorro, which is just one of my favorite childhood films. So yeah, so why don't we get into my physical TBR? It's funny, 2 of the books on the physical TBR were actually sent to me by subscribers. One is a patron pick, and one is just, I read the second book in the series, and now I'm going to be reading the third book. So why don't we'll save those for the end, then we'll get into the books I want to read this month. And they're chonkers. I might be setting myself up for failure here, but in for a penny, in for a pound, I guess. So the first book, like I said, these are in no particular order, and I will talk about the book I plan to read on that 1 week. So the first book is The Light Fantastic by Terry Pratchett. As you guys know, I have to have a Discworld book in there. This is just, rounding out that kind of duology that's at the beginning of the series. I read The Color of Magic last month. I did talk about it briefly in my mid-year ranking. I'm going to be reviewing The Color of Magic and The Light Fantastic at the same time. So I'm going to be doing that review probably in the month of July. I just love the cover art for this book too. It's absolutely fantastic. It's my favorite, probably my favorite Discworld cover actually. It just screams Discworld, and I love it. So Light Fantastic is what I'm reading in the month of July. So next, starting with the sequels, book 2. So yeah, Light Fantastic is a book 2. The next book 2 is The Deadhouse Gates, finally getting back to Malazan, or Malazan. I know Erickson pronounced it Malazan, so we'll go with Malazan, I guess. Really like Gardens of the Moon. Cannot wait to read Deadhouse Gates. It's a chonky boy, but I should have a lot more time. With my masters, I was probably dedicating about 10 to 15 hours a week to working on my masters every week for the last 3 years. And just getting those 10 extra hours back is either going to go to reading or hopefully going back to the gym. Okay, so carrying on with my physical TBR, I guess the first sci-fi book, or the only sci-fi book I plan to read this month, and that is Continue with the Expanse, Cibola Burn, 4th book in the Expanse. Looking forward to reading this. This one I've heard mixed things on. A lot of people said this is their least favorite in the series. I really didn't care for Abaddon's Gate, so I'm hoping this one picks it up a little bit and turns it around for me. My favorite one is still Caliban's War, book 2. So yeah, I'm actually kind of looking forward to. I know there's a few people who are subscribed who are going to be reading this in the month of July, so we're all going to be reading it together. So now let's get on to the 2 books that were sent to me by subscribers. And the first one is Lonnie by Max Porter. I don't really know anything about this book. Why don't we read it? Why don't we read the synopsis together? I'll do like movie voice. Not far from London, there is a village. The village belongs to the people who live in it, and to those who lived in it hundreds of years ago. It belongs to England's mysterious past and its confounding present. It belongs to Mad Pete, the grizzled artist, to Ancient Peggy gossiping at her gate, to families dead for generations and those who have recently moved here. But it also belongs to Dead Papa Toothwort, who was woken from his slumber in the woods. Dead Papa Toothwort, who is listening to them all. A chimerical, audacious, strange, and wonderful, a song to difference and imagination, to friendship, youth, and love, Lonnie is the globally anticipated new novel from Max Porter. Yeah, so thank you to Paul for sending me this. Paul is a patron. This is his pick for the month of July. So if you guys, like I said, if you're interested in becoming a patron, you can pick a book for me to read. So this is a short one. I'm actually kind of looking forward to reading it. It's probably not my normal book I would pick for myself, and that's kind of great. I'm really glad that patrons are picking books that I wouldn't necessarily pick for myself. Okay, and the last book, probably no surprise, and it weighs a ton, is Assassin's Quest. So this again was sent to me by a subscriber. He ordered it off my wish list. I will guys say, if you do plan on ordering anything off my wish list, wait. Don't order anything in July just because I'm moving. I'll probably actually take my wish list link down just because I don't want you guys to order me anything and it gets sent and I don't get it. So don't order anything for me off July. I do appreciate you guys sending me books. It is absolutely wonderful and amazing that you guys, like I said, the wish list is really just there for me to track what I'm interested in, because everyone recommends books to me all the time. I'm like, ooh, that sounds great, and I'll put it on my wish list. So yes, gonna be finishing out Farseer. Can't wait to read this. So this is the book I'm gonna be reading the week my wife and children are visiting my mother-in-law, just because it's huge and I want to dedicate hours to it. So as soon as I get home from work, I'm gonna be reading this. So yeah, guys, so this is a really good month. I'm gonna be a little ambitious, I know. A lot of books in here. Some I can probably finish in an afternoon. Some are gonna take a couple days. Some might take a week. But my audiobooks I'm really excited to get through. The physical books I'm excited to get through. So it's gonna be, I know July is gonna be a great month. What I'd like to hear, guys, is what are you reading in July? Yeah, if you guys are like me, where you plan out your TBR, list them all down below, or maybe talk about a book you read in June that you might be, or you read started a series in June and you want to continue it, and that's what you're going to be doing in July. I know a lot of people on my channel are starting Sun Eater right now. Super excited to see those guys starting that. So yeah, anyways, so this is July. It's going to be a great month. I'm trying to set myself up for success here. I'd love to get all these books read this month. June, I really kind of had a light TBR. This one I'm doing just a little bit bigger, a little bit more ambitious. So anyways, guys, thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.